Hello YouTube, welcome back to some more Fire Emblems. We're finally playing this game again because the DLC came out last night or early this morning if you guys live in Europe. So this is the Shadow Dragon DLC, and the very first one is going to be Minerva for our character showcase series. And Minerva is probably the best character. Honestly, I know I say this a lot, but coming from Camilla fanboy #1 in the Warriors series, I really see how amazing Minerva is. I actually did a side-by-side, I'll probably put it up on the video. There is a side-by-side of the stats that they have, and what makes it so interesting is the fact that it's like someone in the developer's studio looked at or was assigned Minerva, and then they looked at Camilla's stats and thought, what if we optimize this to the very best of our ability? So that's essentially what Minerva is. She is pure damage. She has higher stats all across the board except for resistance, magic obviously, which don't matter that much, and slightly less skill. That being said though, her defense is very high. Her strength is some of the highest in the game, as well of substantial luck stat that she can make even better use of. 20 more luck is a big deal in this game. That's a whole skill. And yeah, you can just see over here, I'm also using the Haute Eclair weapon that she has, and I'm just going to quickly show you guys what I have right now. So I'm currently using Rainstorm and Strong 5. Fairly obvious reasons. I was considering having the anti-air focus, considering that when you play as a flyer, or at least as a Wyvern Rider, you will be able to keep them airborne. But the thing is though, I've also noticed that as you play higher difficulties, enemies are more and more likely to escape the airborne by sort of doing a little air dodge. That being said though, this is basically the same as the Camilla setup, with the only real difference being anti-triangle. I'm going to be using anti-triangle because you probably guessed by now, I am going to be pairing her up with Camilla. This means they will have perfect synergy together. And the Fury Builder, for very obvious reasons, for just building up extra damage, because I've said this before, but I'll say it again, the Camilla moveset is the best moveset in the game, especially in its current states. Even vanilla times was still really good, but then ever since the Fire Emblem Fates DLC came out, Fury Builder really was the buff that no one asked for, but we're super grateful for anyway. And then there's going to be Armor Strike and Pair Up Plus, and that's going to be our things for this video. So we'll quickly go over to Camilla. She's going to be paired up with Minerva, and I'm going to go and give her a Solidarity. And then that's going to be a damage boost. We're not going to be switching very much, only for the occasional break, because again, if we find ourselves fighting against any spear users, we want to make sure we can do any extra damage. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case though, and we'll just have everyone just set up shop over here. Goodness, I miss playing this game so much. It took several takes. I remember I accidentally called it Xenoblade Warriors, but then that's not correct. So yeah, for those of you guys that would probably guess, this is like the level 100 plus map. It's really cool because in this DLC pack, they give you really high level difficulty. There'll still be the occasional level 30, level 40 difficulty, but yeah, this is triple digits now that we're dealing with. It's really exciting. Okay, so we're gonna have Camilla come here, and we're off to the races. Exactly the same moveset as before, but I was a little bit disappointed at first when I found out that there will be primarily clones in this particular DLC pack. I believe 2 out of the 3 characters are cloned, with Navarre being Lyn. And the thing is though, as disappointing as it is for some people, I guess from a creative standpoint, I kind of do have some issue with that. But then when it comes to, if you were going to copy any moves, you might as well copy the best moves in the game, and that's exactly what we've seen here. For those of you guys that have seen my old, outdated tier list video by now, it's probably outdated by now. No, it definitely is outdated. We didn't even take into account how useful luck is as a stat. If you just take that into account though, the 2 best characters I've said were Camilla and Lyn, and we're pretty much seeing kind of the benefit of that, because now the damage ceiling is so high that any moveset that just has a lot of utility, very useful, maybe some crazy AoEs, those would be the new amazing characters, just due to the fact that anyone can do tons and tons of damage. Also, might as well show you guys some animations while we're at it, because this is the character showcase. Now, one big difference that I found, I'm playing this the morning after. I meant to play it last night, but I didn't want to wake people up. This is basically, yeah, the exact same moveset, it's just that her damage is optimized again for more physical damage. Not to mention that the actual hitbox of the dual warrior special, I believe it's a little bit more forwards moving for Camilla, because she does move herself forward, and I think she also grabs people from behind, whereas Minerva, it's like straight up whoever's in front of you, and there's nothing particularly wrong with that. It's just that you will have to switch depending on the situation if you find yourself in like sort of a split-second decision. So yeah, like nothing that we haven't seen before. I am using the fully upgraded Haute weapon, so this is going to be more damage than most of you guys will be getting on the DLC. That being said though, like the DLC, I only really recommend starting it after you've at least made significant headway into the Fire Emblem Fates DLC from December. So basically just due to the fact that these guys are quite difficult, there's going to be quite a few high-leveled maps, and it just is a little bit easier to tackle these challenges, particularly the triple digits, for the, like if you have a 720 weapon, which we have right here. Okay, so pretty much business as usual. Like this is like just basically Camilla gameplay, but instead of jiggle physics, we have cloth physics. Like look at that cloth physics on her. Okay, that is fantastic. I think that's why it took them 2 months to make this game. Goodness, it's so cool. Alright, so yeah, like we've always done though, just so you guys know, part of the reason why the Dragon Rider moveset is so broken is due to the fact that the hitbox for the running strong attack, it's crazy. Like, it actually hits much further than you'd think. So, that's something for you guys to definitely take advantage of. Okay, so this is the backward stuff that I'm worried about. Because I'm such a pro gamer, I completely hit from behind, so I'm wasting everyone's time right now. That's okay, we're having fun. It's Fire Emblem. Where you go. Kind of looks like Pyre now I think about it. Oh, never mind. We still got it. Okay, cool. We still got some backwards range on it. Goodness, these characters are so fun and balanced. Okay, there is 2 captains. I'm gonna go ahead and go for... Yeah, we're gonna go for the captain that's closest to our base. Hold on, let me just fly there. Like, there's just many reasons why these characters, these Dragon Riders, are so good, and like, there's just nothing really bad about them. Even like when it comes to their bow weakness, what's her name? Minerva comes with an Iot's shield ability, and that's extremely important, because if you're a new player and you're still not used to things like spacing, actually, ironically, Minerva doesn't even need it that much because, again, super mobile, it's a fly out of range. But like, if you're a newer player and you're still not used to that, then that's kind of the little trade-off if you find yourself in need of just more defense. Also, for those of you guys that might have remembered, I made a unkillable Xander build that was actually, it wasn't even my build, it was a suggestion from a viewer. And thing is though, I think adding Iot's shield on that further increases his defenses just due to the fact that if someone has a Mount Slayer, then he doesn't have to worry about that. Like, there are plenty of options. I think just giving Iot's shield to someone, like maybe a very bulky Pegasus Knight, and then put them onto the fortress or the player base, and I think that should be okay. Alright, so one of the main things though about this moveset is that, yeah, like I said earlier, you don't have to worry so much about positioning nearly as much, because you can just fly out of the way. It's so useful. Also, what I'd like to do is just have just a little bit of procs on Luna. Like, Luna and Luck plus 20 is going to be basically mandatory at this point, considering it does that much more for damage, especially at the higher levels, which most of these characters will be reaching. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, lethality, of course, pretty obvious. I mean, Minerva has higher luck, so obviously, like, anything that Camilla has, Minerva could do even better, which is fantastic. Like, the real reason why you would ever use Camilla over Minerva is just the blatant fanboyism, the kind that I'm prone to. And aside from that, or yeah, you just really like the character, or just doing what I'm doing right now, anti-triangle, both of them at the same time. Like, this is pretty much smooth sailing right now, smooth flying, as it were. And honestly, like, I wouldn't trade doing these showcases for the world. I always enjoy them. One other thing too about this moveset is even the combo 5s. Again, because the damage ceiling is so high at this point, it actually really helps to have any of these movesets, and I really wanted to try with like the new weapon attributes like Gen Cross, Gen Pier, but I decided against it mainly due to the fact that I I didn't want to lose damage at the cost of gaining damage, because I'm a very simple person. I like to have builds that are like, never think about it. Just put it on anyone, and then it works in any situation. Just never think about it, because it's a Warriors game. You don't think in a Warriors game, do you? And that's what I did here. Is that I was considering Gen Cross, but there's only so many weapon slots possible. I think there are plenty of other options that'll be available, but unfortunately I have not had time to really look at it too much. But let's see how this goes. We're actually going to go ahead and rush to the commander, because I see our allied base is being attacked, and I figured, you know what? Checkmate. I'll do it too. So here we go. So yeah, we got the yellow bar, and then that's when we released the Awakening Gauge. This is going to be massive damage, and because we have a 720 weapon, it's going to be death. So yeah, that's basically Minerva. She is optimized Camilla, for lack of a better phrasing. She basically just does everything that she does, but better due to her optimized stats, and that is phenomenal. And I really can't wait to show you guys the rest of these characters on the DLC. True, 2 of them are clones, but the 3rd one is going to be very interesting, and I hope you guys stick around to see that. So yeah, guys, thanks very much for joining me once more on the Fire Emblem Warriors character showcase, and I will see you next time. I'm so excited to finally be playing this game again. You have no idea. And yeah, take care everyone.